Hey everyone, welcome to Black Swan Revelations. My name is Shane, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how to remember dates on a calendar so that you can impress your friends whenever you sit down. Perhaps you're having dinner together and somebody says something random like, hey, let's get together in May. What about May 5th? Does that work for you? And you can go, no, that doesn't work for me because that's on a Sunday. How about May 6th? And then you can schedule time to get together. The reason why I wanted to share this particular technique is because this is something that you could use pretty much every single day. And if you want to impress people, this is kind of fun. But again, the reason why I wanted to share these techniques is to help you start activating different parts of your brain so that when you get to the Bible, you can start retaining what you're reading, because that's very important to me. A couple years ago, I read the entire Bible 5 times. The next year, last year, I read it 6 times. And it's getting better to retain information, but there's still some techniques that you can use that will actually blow your socks off. So let's talk about the calendar. So how do you remember 365 days out of the year? That's impossible. Well, there's a way that you can do it that makes it look like you've memorized every single day out of the year. So one of those techniques is from Ron White's book, How to Improve Your Memory in 30 Days. And I'm listening to this book. I'm not reading it, I'm listening to it, which is kind of cool when you think about it, because usually you have to visualize everything in order to memorize it. So one of the 5 keys to memorizing anything is you have to focus, you have to put a location for it, you have to codify it, convert it to a picture, then you have to put an action behind it, and then the last thing is you have to review it every single day. So I review the apostles, the 12 apostles, I review the 12 tribes, the 12 tribes, and then I review the 10 commandments, because I store all these in files and I don't want to forget them. So the reason, again, why I want to talk about the calendar is this is a great trick to use to impress your friends, but it also starts stimulating things in your brain to allow you to have the confidence to start memorizing the Bible. And our plan is, in maybe a month or so, to start diving in, once you understand all these techniques, to actually taking an entire book, for example, like the book of Genesis, and let's digest it so that you know what each chapter is about. There's 50 chapters. We're going to figure out a way to break this down so that when you flip to chapter 10, you're going to know what it's about. You're going to flip to chapter 20, or maybe it's Exodus. You go to 20, it's like, oh, there's where the 10 commandments are. So we're going to practice doing that so that you can get a better understanding of it. All right, so let's jump into the calendar. So how can you start remembering days? Well, you have to codify the calendars. What do I mean by that? For example, January, we're going to put a baby, we're going to embed a baby inside January, so that every time you see the month of January, it's a baby. If you see February, it's a Cupid. You know what a Cupid is? One of those babies that basically has a bow and arrow. March is soldiers marching. April is an umbrella. May is flowers. June is a June bug. July is firecrackers. August is the sun. September is a school bus. October is a pumpkin. November is a turkey. And December is a Christmas tree. Whew, got that, right? And remember, this is not something that I had to strain at. I could just see it. So this is part of the key, is you have to be able to codify everything that you want to memorize, because that's how our brains work. Surprise, surprise. It's very similar to how artificial intelligence works. They obey rules and all kinds of code and stuff in order to interpret things. We are like a human computer. Don't know how else to say it. That's how God designed us, and don't be surprised that that's what the enemy is trying to mimic with the Antichrist and the false prophet and the image and all false image, all this kind of stuff. They're trying to mimic what our brain does, and our brain stores information like files, just like what I shared with you. So if we use the baby in January for an example, and someone says, hey, do you remember what day January 9th was. Yeah, that was a Tuesday. I'll be like, what? How do you remember that? Well, that's because the first Sunday I actually use a pencil list. Remember the pencil list I shared a couple of videos ago? I went through 20 items and I converted those numbers to pictures. So 1 is a pencil, 2 is a sink, 3 is a circus, 4 is a track, 5 is a star, 6 is bullet. Okay? That's how I do that. Now I take the pencil list and I embed it. Also, I put a layer over top of the calendar. So remember, January is a baby. So I know the 7th is dice, because that's what I used, is dice for number 7. I picture a baby playing with dice. So now when somebody says, what day is the 9th? I can go, well, that's Tuesday. So then for February, it's marching soldiers, and that's on the 3rd. Why? Because my pencil list, that's the circus. So I'm not going to go through the whole calendar, but I want you to get an idea of how this works, and it's effortless because it's already stored there. So you have March, you have soldiers marching at a circus, and then in April you have an umbrella, and it's on the 7th. Why do we know this? Well, because you're taking a chance in whether or not you're going to need your umbrella. You're just taking a chance. So rolling dice, it's like whether or not maybe you're going to get snake eyes. You don't know. Maybe you're going to get a 7th, like a lucky day kind of thing, if it's raining or not raining. So, and then for May, it's flowers. So that's on the 5th. Again, with my pencil list, the 5th is the star. So then you just have to fast forward 7 days if you want to get into the 2nd week of May, or 14 days or 21 days, and that's how you can figure out what days things are happening on. And it'll actually impress your friends after a while. So for example, in July, because July is a firecracker, I picture, and July is on the 7th, the first Sunday of July is on the 7th, I picture firecrackers exploding, dice exploding, fireworks, boom, 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 all this stuff. Then if you think about October is a pumpkin, that's on the 6th. How do I know that? It's a bullet. 6 is a bullet. So I picture somebody shooting right through the pumpkin with a bullet. And December this year is on the 1st, because I have pencils all over the Christmas tree. So that's how it works. So I could do that with any month now. I just have it all locked in because, again, I codified the calendar. I put a picture in the calendar, and then I used the pencil list where I built up 20 items in that pencil list, and now I embedded it into the calendar. So now I have the first Sunday of every single month for this year, and I'm starting to do the same for next year as well. And trying to think what Sunday is for, I think it's, trying to think what January is. I can't remember yet. See, so I'm not perfect, but my goal is to, as we get closer to next year, is to start doing the same thing for next year, which is kind of cool, right? So next year, March is on the 28th. The next 3 years, or sorry, February is on the 28th for the next 3 years, because why, leap year, right? So anyways, it's a lot of information, but if you got something out of that, join me each morning. We're just going to be doing a short live stream. Might be only 30 minutes, might be an hour, whatever it is. And the goal is to improve your memory just a little smidgen at a time. And don't forget, tonight we have a special guest on our channel, and that's the watchdog himself, John L. Fortier, known as the Watchdog. So he's going to be on our channel tonight at 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. So don't forget to click on that notification bell, and you'll be notified the second we go live. And I want you guys to join us on the episode tonight, the live stream, and comment. We're going to have fun tonight. So thanks again. See you in another video. Bye for now.